Welcome to lesson 5.4, parent functions. We're looking at the square root function and the cube root function. These are the parent functions. There's no numbers involved, just the function of x. So as we plug in 0, square root of 0 is 0. Square root of 1 is 1. And I plug in nice numbers, guys. I put in perfect squares. Square root of 4 is 2. And square root of 9 is 3. If I go and plot those, 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, 9, 3. So that's the square root parent function. Looks kind of like a hook. And on the cube root function, again I put in perfect cubes. Negative 8, cube root would be negative 2. Negative 1 cube root would be negative 1. 0, 0, 1, 1, and 8, 2. Now, we've graphed this in the last lesson. It looks something like that. That one looks something like that. Okay? Remember, an odd function can have the negatives. So, if you've been in my class before, you have seen transformations. Write this table down in your notes right now. There is something that happens when you put in a positive in the front and a negative. Okay? One will reflect, one will keep it as is. And I just need you to get on a program. I'm going to put an annotation on this film. And I need you to go over to that program right now, right after this film, and just carefully plug in, let's say, a 2 for the a value. Leave everything else as is. Just put 2, positive 2. Actually, let's just go with a positive. Go back to my other pen. Let's just put in a positive square root. And then draw what it looks like. And then put in a negative square root. Draw what that looks like and compare them. You need to become proficient at explaining what this does, what each area does. I want you to make a key and explain what it does right there. Same thing on cube root. Put a plus cube root into the program and just put the x in there. And the program that I give you when you put the plus cube root, you'll see what it does. Draw that. And then a negative cube root. And draw that one. Next up, I want you to go here and put a 1/2 there. Or let's go even more drastic. Let's go plus 1/4 square root x. And then I want you to do a plus 4 square root x. And see what the difference is. Those would be pretty drastic differences. Then you might play around with it and see what it would be if it was a negative on each of them. Okay? You should be able to guess after seeing this. Same thing down here, a 1/4 cube root x and a 4 cube root x. Then let's try a square root x minus h. Put 4 in for the h. Now make sure the 4 is underneath that radical because that's where the h is. Then let's go x plus 4. Compare that to your parent function, which is this plus radical x. Compare everything to that parent function. Okay? And describe what's happening. Now, if you've been in my class in the past, you may already know I want you very, very proficient at this. It's going to come up a lot. So play around with these some. Make sure that you get how they work. Okay? If you are proficient at it, let me know, and I will give you another program to work on. Okay. Now I want you to go with the parent function. and add 4 outside of the radical. See what that does? Then parent function, subtract 4. Parent function, add 4. Parent function, subtract 4. Okay? So try that out. Okay, right equation given 2 points. Well, this isn't as hard as it might look, because you know that the end of the hook is your vertex. So you know in HK format, in vertex form, that that's your H and your K. Well, when they give you the other point, you know that that would be X and Y. Let's switch this G of X to being Y. This is what I refer to as your phone number. And all that you need to do is find the phone number to this function. Okay? We've got the Y value. Plug it in. We don't have the A value. That's obviously what we're looking for. We have an X value. We have an H value. And we have a K value. Okay? Now, if that H had been a negative, that would become a positive there. If that K had been a negative, it would have become a negative there. Same thing with X's and Y's. If they are negative, plug them in as negative. Okay, so now we have 7 equals a square root of 4 plus 3. We're going to get the a alone. So the first thing you might do is subtract the 3 or take the square root of 4. It doesn't matter. But I'll subtract 3. And I would get 4 equals a square root of 4 is 2. So now it's being multiplied, so we divide by 2. And we see that a equals 2. Now that's not your complete answer. That just tells you what the a value is. Now you need to plug it into your equation, your formula here, to show what this actually is. And it was g of x equals, my a value is 2, square root x minus, the h value is 1, plus the k value is 3. Now, that is your formula for that function. So that's what you're wanting to get at. Take down notes on all of this. We'll have a number of those for you to do in class. Thank you.